Hey, hope how are you all doing? Good to see you. Welcome back to Premier League Dad. We are live for Manchester United against Everton. Oh, I don't know what score I want here. I don't know what result I want here. I'm nervous. I'm panicking. I don't know if I want an Everton win. I don't know if I want a United win. Truth be told, I don't know. Do you know how I've been feeling? I've said on previous lives, people have been saying, Key, what score do you want tonight? Do you want Everton to win? You know, keep United sort of down there, sort of thing, so that at least they're not in front of you massively anyway. Or do you want United to just stick a few past Everton? And it's weird, you know, because I feel like I've always looked at this game as like a win-win, because we've been better than both of these sides for like the last 10 years. So it's always been like, I mean, we still are. And don't get me wrong, we still are. We've just not had a run like this for a while. But it's so grim now that I don't feel like I'm going to get any enjoyment out of any result that happens tonight. I would have really enjoyed this game if Liverpool were like top 4. But given a win takes United 3 points clear of us, a win takes Everton... I don't know if Everton go above us, you know. Everton might go above us. I've no idea. Oh, it's bad. It's grim. It is not good. It's really not good. Right. That chat's not going to work, is it? That just is not going to work. Right, let me turn that off for the time being while I figure it out. Normal guy, good to see you. MT, return of Onana or keep Lamans? What do you mean return of Onana? It's definitely Lamans in goal, isn't it? I was going to say, we'll go through the lineups now because it is a slightly interesting lineup for United in particular because Xerxes starts. And I didn't think we would see Joshua Xerxes in a Man United shirt again, if I'm dead honest with you. I thought that would be him done, but it's Lamans in goal. It's Yoro, De Ligt and Shaw at the back. It's Mazraoui and Dorgu in the wing-back positions. Casemiro and Fernandes sitting. Diallo and Bermo, Xerxes front 3. Now, and Bermo and Diallo both go off to the AFCON next month. That's going to be a big blow for Manchester United, isn't it? But yeah, Xerxes centre forward, which, I mean, I know they're missing Sesko. I get that, but I'm surprised. I thought we might see maybe Mbermo playing centre forward, maybe Mason Mount playing as kind of a false 9, which sometimes we've seen him do. Have him a little bit further up there. So I don't know, but I didn't expect to see Xerxes come in. But I guess if you've got him, you can't really not play Xerxes if you've got a centre forward on the bench. For Everton, it is pretty much, I was going to say it's pretty much unchanged, but it's not unchanged at all, is it? Seamus Coleman coming in at right back. Seamus Coleman captain in Everton tonight. On that left-hand side, he's going to be up against Dorgu and Diallo. So, I mean, look, Seamus Coleman's a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong. I like Seamus Coleman a lot. He's a Premier League legend. He's a fabulous player. Been a fantastic servant to Everton. Great signing for him as well. Will go down as one of the best ever signings they've ever made. But in terms of value for money anyway. But I've got to say, I think that's a bold move from David Moyes to put Seamus Coleman up against Diallo and Dorgu with the pace that they have. I would have expected maybe them to put O'Brien in. O'Brien's on the bench tonight. And they've not really got an awful lot of pace, Everton. I mean, They've got Coleman at the right back. They've got Tarkovsky, Keane, Mikalenko in defence. They've got Idrissa Gana-Gueye and James Garner. Garner, of course, ex-Manchester United. Jack Grealish on the left, not necessarily pacey per se. Dewsbury Hall at number 10, again, not really pacey. Iliman Ndiaye, a fantastic dribbler, but not really pacey, is he? And then centre forward, Tierno Barry. Now, I think that's where Everton are going to thrive tonight, is they're going to be knocking it long to Tierno Barry, making sure he holds the ball up. He has started to perform a bit better for Everton in recent weeks. He's still not got that goal yet. Maybe tonight's the night for him. It's been said, I'm on record as saying I really like Tierno Barry, and I think he's a player who can produce better for Everton. So Looking forward to this one tonight. Right, sorry, let me go. Let me have a look at the chat. I am not ignoring the chat, I promise you. I am looking at the chat. What are we saying on TikTok? Good to see everyone. How are we all doing? Dan, yes, Everton go above yous. See, there's no winners tonight for Liverpool. I can't have United going 3 points clear, and I can't have Everton going above us. I can't. So maybe a draw is the best result. A draw might just be the saving grace. It has to be a draw. Yeah, I think that's the boat I'm in now. It has to be a draw tonight. Anything other than a draw, and I'm gutted if it's anything other than a draw. It has to be a draw. Samuel Mark Ingram, how's it going? Good to see you. Evan Key, what's up with Liverpool? Oh, how long have you got, Evan? We've talked about this a fair bit. I'm sure we will go into it again tonight. Callum, how's it going? MT, normal guy. AC Milan beat Inter Milan yesterday. 1-0 goal from Christian Pulisic. Yes. It was a great goal as well, wasn't it? MT, sorry, Callum, United will batter Everton tonight if we're being realistic. Carol, good evening. Good to see you, Carol. And Ollie, what game are you doing tomorrow? I don't know as yet, Ollie. I'll let you know in time. Be yourself, Dylan. Good to see you. Anthony, have you got a life? None at all, mate. No, football is very much my life. I stand here all day. And I turn that off, and I'm still stood here. Yeah. The rumours that I have a wife and a child are purely rumours, I promise you. Hey, I wish, I do wish I could just watch a lot of footy and nothing else. But no, I have a lot of running around to do during the day as well. Well, clearly not that much running around. Look at the state of me. But I do have a bit of chores, let's say, errands. So I do have a life, yeah, beyond this. No mates, though. That's true. Yeah, no mates. You guys are my mates. Hey, cheers for the gifts. Thank you. Goliath, high key, tricky one for you. A lose-lose. It is, mate, yeah. We was just talking about that. It's an absolute lose-lose. It has to be a draw tonight. Anything other than a draw, I'm gutted. MT Sporting versus the best club from Bruges on Wednesday. And 3-star Reds. Key, can you name the Manchester group who had hits such as The Boys Are Back in Town and Bob's Your Uncle and the Premier League manager who appeared on stage with them? The Boys Are Back in Town. Thin Lizzy. Phil Lynott. Well, it wasn't Phil. Phil Lynott was in Thin Lizzy, wasn't he? Great guitarist as well, Phil Lynott. Whiskey in the Jar. Fabulous band, Thin Lizzy. But yeah, I didn't know. I assume if you're saying a Premier League manager appeared on stage with them, are we talking Cloughie, seeing as you're a Forest fan? Right, well, we're off here anyway. Sorry, let me digress. I'm talking shite as per usual during these lives. Everton, United, underway at Old Trafford. I'm on the sly. I am. If I had to pick a team to win tonight, it would be Everton. So I want to draw. First and foremost, I want to draw. If it's not a draw, Everton win. But ideally, none of them. Because I get shit off Everton fans if they're above Liverpool tonight. I get loads of grief off Blues. If United win, then yeah, they go fourth, and they'll be like, yeah, we're miles better than you. We've got United fans in the chat telling me that they're going to finish second this season. So I just feel like they're detached with reality a little bit. But evidently, they're gonna start believing it a little bit if they're fourth and 3 points above us. But yeah, a draw would be absolutely fantastic. Vaz93, you must be a Liverpool fan. Are you an investigator on the sly, Vaz? Because I tell you what, bloke stood in front of 8 Liverpool kits. You must be a Liverpool fan. No flies on you, Vass. Ooh, that was a little foul there, ref. I think so. MC, Everton to win 100%. It's not a question for me. MC, funny feeling the result of this one will have a big bearing on the Conference League spots. I don't feel like Everton have got any chance of getting Conference League. Everton haven't got a chance at Europe, despite their fans continually saying that they have. Diamond Geza, how do you feel that Arsenal going to win the league? I don't really feel anything. Yeah, it's about time. Inevitability. It's about time that Arsenal won a league. It's been 20 years. They've spent more than anyone for the last 6 years. They haven't won a tap. So, yeah, great. I mean, yeah, they spent more than City and Liverpool over the last 6 years. So, I mean, yeah, if we're talking about buying league titles, Arsenal have done it. They spent more than Liverpool this summer. They spent more than us over the last 6 years since Arteta came in. Double what we've spent. So, again, you can talk this one to death, but Arsenal winning a league title is not something I'm particularly that bothered about. Liverpool's season is far more important, and honestly, we're in a bit of a transition year. I didn't think we would win the title this year, so I'm not losing any sleep over it. But I could do with us winning some games of football. That might help me a bit more. Unknown FRX, do you think it's the system for Liverpool? No, it isn't the system for Liverpool. It isn't the system. It really isn't the system. To be honest, I listened to Gary Neville on the Overlap and... on the Gary Neville podcast it's called, isn't it? And he said a lot of things that really resonated with me and a lot of things that I agreed with, actually. Given the fact the guy is obviously going to take some enjoyment in Liverpool's situation at the minute. But he did make a lot of points there that said, Arne Slot's got a lot of credit in the bank. It's nonsense to be talking about sacking him. Which, this is why I was so strong with that the other night. Anyone talking him, especially any Liverpool fans, if Gary Neville, Manchester United, like, the most desperate to see Liverpool fail type of guy, right? If he himself is saying it's nonsense to think about sacking Arne Slot, and yet you've got Liverpool fans... Sorry, let me just do that right. Liverpool fans claiming to be. There's some channels. There's one. I mean, there's two. It might even be more than two, to be honest. But there was at least two channels, well-established Liverpool fan channels, who called for it, and you just immediately know that they're not actually Liverpool fans. They're just not Liverpool fans. They're not. Or they don't know anything about football. But I imagine it's more the former than the latter. Or maybe they are Liverpool fans. Maybe they do know a lot about football, but they're doing it for the cash. Because that was the way to make money the other night, wasn't it? That was the way to get views, and the way to get followers, and the way to get yourself right in the spotlight was to say, Arne Slot out, and be an angry Liverpool fan. Yeah, no. You won't get that from me. Timbo, hello Key, just to let you know, if Everton win this, Liverpool will be below United and Everton. That's not strictly true. If Everton win this 3-0, I think, then Manchester United go below Liverpool again. Come on, the Ev! Right, hold it in here, down the right-hand side. Everton is and die. Chance! Whoa, unlucky. Hey, first proper chance of the game, that. Unlucky. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, that is really good. Hey, how's it going, Sam? Good to see you. And Anthony LaFleur says, my game prediction is United 2, Everton 2. At this moment in time, I don't know if we're going to get that many goals in this. Feels to me like it's going to be a bit more cagey. Timbo Key's going to celebrate that third Everton goal like crazy. And Unknown says, what do you think the problem is at Liverpool? There is no one problem at Liverpool. That's the first thing you need to get out your head, mate. I promise you. There is no one single, like, let's fix that and everything will be fine problem. That's why it makes me laugh when people are like, oh, we missed out on signing Mark Gahey. That was an absolute shocking decision. Well, hang on a minute. You put Mark Gahey in that side, you think it massively changes where Liverpool are? No, it doesn't. That's not the problem. That really is not the problem, I assure you. The issue is not Mark Gahey or Ibrahima Konate, whatever the case might be. Sam Craig from Anfield, agenda is slot out. Well, again, that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know. He's either not really a Liverpool fan, he is a Liverpool fan but he's not very smart, or he is a Liverpool fan, he is very smart, but he's doing it for the cash and the follows and it's clickbait. That's it. It's one of those three. I'm telling you, it's one of those three. If he's not a Liverpool fan, he's a rival and he's just doing it for the cash and the follows and whatever. It could be 1 and 3, I guess. But it's one of those things. There's no way, there is no serious Liverpool fan who thinks slot out at this point. Not a single one. There's not one. There might be some who's concerned, and that's fine. There's quite a few who came on after the Forest game and said to me, I don't like it. And then the day after they came in and said, do you know what? I've had a think now, and I was just reacting last night, and I was a bit, I was upset, and I was frustrated, and that's all fine. But, come on. No one wants him sacked. It'd be stupid to want him sacked. MC, I don't know about no European chance. Grealish and Ndiaye are as good as anything outside the top 4. Just as Ndiaye sticks 1 miles over the bar. Listen, you say Grealish and Ndiaye are as good as anything outside the top 4. They're not really in terms of... I mean, Iliman Ndiaye's got 1 assist in the Premier League in 18 months. Can score a couple of goals, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like he's a game changer for Everton. Oh, hey, straight away, big change, 10 minutes in, Jake O'Brien. Is that for Seamus Coleman? Oh, what a shame. What a shame. And I do mean that sincerely as well, by the way. That's a real shame. Seamus Coleman limping off after just 9 minutes. Poor fella. Seamus Coleman limps off, Jake O'Brien comes in. Whatever the game plan was that David Moyes had in mind, it's gone out the window. Out of the window. Right, hang on a second. Why is that showing up like that? I don't like that. I'm turning that off. We're turning the chat off for tonight. For some reason it ain't working. Honor Permo says slot out is majorly reactionary and 3-star Reds. Name of the group key was the Happy Mondays and the gaffer was Sean Dyche. I didn't know the Happy Mondays. Sam boys are back in town. Shell, how's it going, Shell? And Tolga, good to see you, Tolga, 3-star Reds. Good evening, Shell. On a very happy Monday. Not took my shirt off yet. Jay Sakini, if Slot was to get sacked, though, who would take over? Well, there's lots of good managers out there. There are lots and lots of good managers out there. People like Iraola, people like Glasner, I think people even like Unai Emery as well would be a brilliant appointment. But I'm not even getting into that. We're not even talking about that. I don't want Arne Slot to go anywhere. Arne Slot's a wonderful manager. He's one of the best managers in Europe. He did something completely unprecedented last year. He's done something that Mikel Arteta thus far hasn't managed in 6 years. Despite being lauded as one of the best managers around, Mikel Arteta spent double what Liverpool have and 6 years hasn't won a Premier League title. If he does win one this year, whoopee-doo. Congratulations, it's about time. You've got to win one at some point by sheer... I think you could have put Gary Megson in charge of Arsenal. If they're spending over £1 billion, yeah, you'll probably win one eventually. Especially if they're going to give you 6 years of winning nothing. That used to be a big club, Arsenal, in that sense, didn't it? It used to be a big club and you'd have standards and a league title in 6 years, spending them more than anyone else. I don't think Arsene Wenger certainly wouldn't have got away with that. Even with all the success he had. But the point is, there's no way anyone comes in and replaces Arne Slot. No way. Oh, here we go. There's the kiss of death, Shell. There's the kiss of death. Tolga is supporting Everton. Tolga's saying Everton are going to win tonight. The Turkish supercomputer, who's claiming he's 100% accurate and gets all of this stuff right. Oh, United in it is, and Burmo, big chance for United. Keep him out. Oh, he's crap him. He's garbage him. What's that? Oh my God. Bruno Fernandes. Should be a corner. Bruno Fernandes nearly putting it in himself. Bloody hell. Timbo, don't praise and die in the stream. Key won't have it. And listen, I'm not saying he's rubbish. He's not rubbish. Why do people jump to... I'm not saying Illiman and Die is rubbish. He really isn't rubbish. Oh, what's happened there? Whoa, hey, what's going on? What's going on here? Idrissa Gana Gueye has absolutely lost his head. Idrissa Gana Gueye is being wrestled away by Illiman and Die and Jordan Pickford. Has he been sent off here? What is going on? What on earth is going on? I have no idea what's going on here. Why has he been sent off? This is crazy. Illiman and Die is having an absolute head loss. He's having an absolute head loss. Red card for Everton. The first time, and he's gone. He's down the tunnel. What on earth has just happened here? Let's watch it back. Gana Gueye goes over to Tarkovsky. Whoa. I tell you what, it wasn't. It was Keane. It was Michael Keane. And it was a red card. I tell you what, Michael Keane's saying you've had an absolute head loss here. And there you go. Michael Keane and Idrissa Gana Gueye. This is going to be headline news tonight. I have no idea what has gone on there. But the two of them, we're talking Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer for Newcastle here. Oh, what's he done? What's he done, Shell? He's just slapped. Idrissa Gana Gueye has slapped Michael Keane. And Everton are down to 10 men after barely 10 minutes on the clock. Good grief. Ben, not a lot in that. Listen, the referee has decided it's violent conduct, and you can't raise your hands to anyone. You certainly can't raise your hands to the referee or the opposition. I don't think it's necessarily baked into the rules or expected that you do it to your own teammates, but evidently that's what we've seen tonight. There you go. Idrissa Gana Gueye getting sent off, a red card for slapping his own teammate. Michael Keane. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy what we've just witnessed there. And now, hey, listen, now Everton will, I think, quite gladly take a point at this point. I think you're about to see some football reminiscent of Arsenal here from Everton. About as boring as it gets. Swifty, what's he actually done though? I didn't see a slap. Well, allegedly he's stuck hands on him. The referee is. I'm sure. Listen, we'll only see it back whenever they show a proper replay of it. But it said that he's raised his hands and he's. It certainly looked like something happened, but we don't know what the contact was and all that. I guess at the end of the day, does it matter what the contact was? If you raise your hands at someone, even if you throw a punch and someone ducks or you miss them, you threw a punch. It's violent conduct, so that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Shell not watching, just listening in hospital. Bloody hell, Shell, are you okay? Don't have to say, obviously, but I really, really hope you're okay, Shell. Honor Permo says, people have short memories. Slot was lauded last season for his tactical adaptability. I think with all the issues, Slot is now overthinking it, and you've got players low on confidence, plus all the issues we talked about yesterday. Very, very true. Yes, very accurate. Liam Manning says, handbags is all it was. At least there's passion. And there you go, Shell. Timbo on TikTok saying, get well soon, Shell. Shell, one of our regulars. Really, really hope you're okay, Shell. That's not... Hopefully you're out of hospital soon. Here's Illiman and Die on the counter-attack. Everton might be able to get themselves back in here. Chance. Oh, is it going to go for a corner? No. Throw into Everton. Unlucky. Really good run that from Illiman and Die. Carries him up the pitch. Goliath Core, you are on the Gunners tonight. Hey, do you know what, mate? I'll lay off him because you're a nice gunner. I like you a lot. You're a nice guy. But I appreciate the. I've got to drop it in occasionally because, to be honest, the amount of stick I get off Arsenal fans. I've had a fair few messages in the last 24 hours. Ben, remember Carra and Arbeloa, West Brom away? Yes. And Grobbelaar McManaman at Goodison Park, of course. Oh, claim for an handball, is it? Nah. I thought we might have had an handball for Everton there. Paul, what the fuck is going on? Idrissa Gana Gueye. Listen, Idrissa Gana Gueye, what are Everton's next 3 fixtures? Because this is going to be the big test, isn't it? So, Everton fixtures. Who've they got coming up? So the next 3 fixtures are Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest. So he would miss, if it is a 3-game ban, which it would be for violent conduct, assuming it doesn't get overturned. I mean, there might be an appeal, but if it does get stood on as a if it's violent conduct, it's a 3-game ban. Here we go. We'll see it back now. We'll see it back. This is it. He goes over to Michael Keane. Michael Keane, there's a bit of gesticulating. Keane shoves him. Hang on a second. What's happened here? Oh, he does. No, he does. He does slap him. He does. He slapped him. He's fully slapped him round the head. You can't do that. He's going to be a clear red card and it's going to be a violent conduct 3-game ban. Silly. Stupid. Absolutely stupid, that's brain dead from their most experienced player as well. Everton's most experienced player, maybe their best player. Not even maybe, he is their best player. If I was going to have a player from Everton, it would be Idrissa Gana Gueye. He's their best player. Idrissa Gana Gueye, red card, 3-game ban, most experienced player, absolutely brain dead from him. That is crazy. He has full on slapped Michael Keane at the side of the head. It's a red card. He will miss the games against Newcastle, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. He could be back for the Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge on the 13th of December. However, it's about that time that the Premier League teams are being expected to release players for the AFCON. I think it's before that, actually. I think the final Premier League game before the AFCON would be the Forest game. So I actually think that might well be Idrissa Gana Gueye now until maybe mid to the end of January. They might have lost him now for a couple of months. Which is that is an absolute all-timer from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Of all people, madness. Liam Manning says training will be fun tomorrow, and Swifty says it's daft, but I don't want to see a red for that. No, hey, I agree with you. I will absolutely agree with you. I don't want to see a red card for that. But to the letter of the law, it is, isn't it? It is. And it's not like they've been inconsistent on it. When we've seen teammates scrapping like that before, typically it's been a red card. Certainly if you raise, I mean, listen, we've seen shoving. We've seen a little bit of shoving. But typically if you raise your hands at people, like Bowen and Dyer both got red cards that day. You can't raise your hands against anyone. Whether it's an opposition or a teammate, it doesn't matter. You raising your hands, it's a red card in the sport, and it's an immediate 3-game ban. So crazy. Aaron O'Neill says Gay sent off for hitting his own teammate. Yes, sent off for slapping Michael Keane. Just to clarify for those who are new in the chat, Idrissa Gana Gueye, red card, sent off after little over 10 minutes for slapping his own teammate Michael Keane. Red card, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Kane, how's it going? Adam, who's scrapped with who? There you go. Idrissa Gana Gueye, not scrapped, but Idrissa Gana Gueye, red card for slapping Michael Keane. Empty says, bro, he needs to be sold after this. Three-star Reds, one thing for certain, that was more than tugging in the box. Oh yeah, it was, for sure. Will's Wizard says, what did Michael Keane do wrong? Cheers for that, by the way, Paul. What did Michael Keane do wrong? He didn't track his man, maybe. It seemed to be a disagreement at the back, because what happened is United were on the attack with Mbeumo. Everton managed to win the ball back briefly, but then gave it away quite quickly to Bruno Fernandes. And I'm guessing either Gay has turned round and said something to Keane, or Keane has turned round and said something to Gay. But either way, the two of them, they've not liked what each other has said. Gay has walked over to Keane, they've confronted each other, and Idrissa Gana Gay has gone bang, slapped him right at the side of the head. So it's and he's connected. It's a red card. There's no doubt about it. I don't like that it is a red card. I think in an ideal world, you would have you'd have to do something ridiculous to get a red card. If I was in charge of the PGMOL, I want 11v11 at all times. I don't want red cards in the game unless like you're clearly a danger to yourself, the opposition, whatever, or your teammates. But yeah, this. I mean, but it's everything, isn't it? It's violent conduct. It's bringing the game into disrepute. It's all that stuff. It's bad. Adam says, are things that dire at Everton? And Onapermo is more of a face push from what I've seen, but I need to see it again. Yeah, well, if you watch it from the final angle they've shown like 4 angles. They slowed it right down. The final angle that they've got from the Stretford end, you only see it's right in the far corner. The camera only really captures it slightly, but you can see that Gay goes like that, and it does connect with him just at the side of his neck, more like his neck, if anything. But he does. There's clear, like, it's not a shove. It's not, I'll put my hand on your face and then shove it. There's a clear connection there, so it's not good. HJ Love, hi, the super Turkish computer. He's in tonight, and he said Everton will not lose this game, even though they're a man down after 10 minutes. Tom Diesel, Dyer versus Bowyer remake, and M15, level 20. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Gareth, 1978, absolutely shocking decision, that. Shocking decision. Hang on a minute, Gareth. Who's a shocking decision? Here we go. Violent conduct. Striking an opponent or any other person on the head or face with their hand or arm unless the force used was negligible. It wasn't negligible. There's a striking of an opponent or any other person on the head or face. That is violent conduct. Look at it. There you go. There you go. That is not a bad decision. Look at it. He's gone like that at the side of his head. It's a red card. It is. It is. And do you know what? And Idrissa Gana Gay isn't even angry at the referee. He's angry at Michael Keane. When he's getting wrestled off the pitch, he's out of control, the guy, and he's angry at Michael. It's like he's trying to get at Michael Keane. So, honestly, the changing room at half-time is going to be mental. To be a fly on the wall in that Everton dressing room at half-time. I tell you what, if I was David Moyes, I'd be saying to Leighton Baines on his coaching staff now, or whoever it might be, whatever you do, go into that dressing room now and go and tell him to get his stuff, and I'll see him at training on Monday, Tuesday. Well, not Monday, tonight, innit? I'll see him training tomorrow. Go home, sleep on it. I don't want to see you in there because I can only affect the players who are out on the pitch. I don't want you in there at half-time going, hey, what about this, what about that? No, we'll resolve it in training tomorrow. Get your stuff, get out there. You can get a taxi home. Get a taxi home, you're not coming home with us. Taylor, who do you want to win, Key? Do you know what? It'd be funny if Everton won now. It would be funny if Everton won, but I don't really mind. I'd rather it be a draw. Yeah, ideally I want a draw. If it can't be a draw, I want an Everton win. I don't want United to win. I don't want United to win. Onapermo says, it was a slap. And it wasn't massive. Thank you for all the likes, by the way. Please do give us a follow. Head over to YouTube as well, or Twitch. I'm live on Twitch as well. Premier League Dad, Keith Thomas. I'm live every single day watching games of footy. We'll be on for the Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday. I actually don't know if I'm going to do the Champions League tomorrow. I might do one of the Championship games. A couple of big Championship games tomorrow. I'm definitely doing Liverpool PSV on Wednesday. And we'll be live for the Europa League and Conference League on Thursday. So, lots and lots of good footy over the next few days. Plus Friday night footy as well. Reece, how's it going? Feel like things constantly conspire in United's favour. Am I being fair-minded? Constant penalties. Feel like they play more games against 10 men for longer periods than any other team. It's felt like that for decades, hasn't it? That's what it was like when I was growing up. I always felt like United got the rub of the green. They always had... Yeah, well, they're going to play 80 minutes against the 10 men Everton now. So, I get it. I agree with you, Reece, yeah. I can't believe that. Samuel says David Moyes is the Scottish Neil Warnock, always parks 3 buses against United. I can't really blame him now. It's 0-0, but he's got a man down after 10 minutes. You'd have to park the bus to get anything. Swifty, have United had a shot on goal? They've had a shot, not on target. Bruno Fernandes had a shot that went wide, and that was the moment that Idrissa Gana Gueye got sent off. So, yeah, there's been a shot from United, just none on target as yet, which I think 20 minutes after the player gets sent off, you'd be a little bit disappointed at. But Everton have been the better side. Honestly, I'd say Everton have been certainly the better side up to now. Chance! Oh, they've scored! 10 men Everton! Dewsbury Hall with an absolute rocket! Oh, I'll tell you what, United, you know what? I've said I don't know who I want to win today. I didn't know who I wanted to win. But I do want Everton a bit now, because the 10 men and United will be properly devastated if they get beat here. Come on, Everton win 3-0. Liverpool go back above United. Yes. Go on then. What a goal this is, by the way. Dewsbury Hall. Could he be getting a call up for Ireland soon, this lad? It's a great strike. Hey, and what's Senna Lamans doing? Hang on a minute. Wait, we need to run this back. We need to run this back. Hey, listen, it's a good goal. It's a good goal. But if your keeper gets a full hand to that and he pushes it into the top corner, let's watch this back. Oh, keeper. It's keeper. Keeper's had a shocker. Keeper has had a shocker. He's a wonderful young keeper, Senna Lamans. But he's had a shocker there. He's had a shocker. It looks a good goal. And it is a good goal. It's not bad. But that is a keeper error. That is a goalkeeping mistake from Senna Lamans. It's a wonderful goal, and 10 men Everton go in front. Oh, wow, what a game this has been so far. We've seen a player sent off for slapping his own teammate. We've now seen Everton go in front. 10 men Everton go in front against United at Old Trafford. Get in there. Oh, this is a great game already. Come on. Swifty, don't see a keeper error there personally. Mate, if you get that much of a hand on that and you push it into the top corner, I think you look... Listen, put it this way. I think if United's goalkeeping coach has a chat with him, he'll be saying to him, I think you should have done a bit better there. Should have done a bit better there. You've got the old Rich T biscuit hands again. Biscuit wrists. Callum says, Everton are above us. And mate, listen, it's November. It's fine. It's all fine. Chance! Oh, Pickford pushes it away. First shot for United. Timbo, just 2 more goals to go above Liverpool. Come on, you toffees. And the legend FK says, Everton have shot themselves in the foot with the red card. Now must remove the bullet themselves. Timbo says Everton in the top half. Some work he said they'd never be. Oh, Everton aren't going to finish in the top half. Everton won't finish in the top half. Look at the type of teams that Everton are currently above in the table and tell me they're going to finish above them. You just don't believe it. Not when they've got their best players not even going to be with them now until the end of February. Or the end of January, rather. Yeah, that's a goal kick. That's a goal kick. Yes, give a goal kick as well. Good lad. Good lad. Swifty, can't complain though. United, they've been poor. And Kai says, come on, Everton. Do you know what? Yeah, for tonight, come on, Everton. I couldn't give it, honestly, I couldn't care less usually in these types of games, but it'll be funny as anything if United get beat tonight now. I want to wind up United fans more than I want to wind up. I can take the abuse from Everton fans, it's fine, because I know at the end of the season we'll be above them. It's easy peasy. But I can't be doing with United giving us grief. Paul says, Everton now have something to defend, and Timbo, I wouldn't predict them to finish top half, but I also wouldn't be that surprised if they did. Top 10th, and when we say top half, if they finish 10th, I probably wouldn't be that surprised, but I still think they will. They'll be bottom half, Everton. Excuse me. Dorgu far post skied it over the bar, and the legend FK says, what kind of season is this? You can't bet on anything. That's true. Yeah, bookies are loving this season. Do you know what? Up to this point, I have never thought it possible that Premier League football could be rigged or corrupt, but I'm starting to think it, you know. There's just too many games that you look at and think, what's happening here? And this is probably one of them. Everton go man down and all of a sudden look like they're going to win it. Honor Permo says, I think you're being a tad harsh on Lamans. Could have done a wee bit better, but still. I just feel like if your goalkeeper gets a full hand on it, they've got to keep it out. Unless it's like rattled at them from close range, then fine. But I think if you... Yeah, you've got to expect your goalkeeper to save that. You'd expect your keeper to save it. It's fairly central. He pushes it into the top corner. He gets a full hand on it and pushes it into the top corner. So for me, Lamans, he probably should do a touch better, in my opinion. Owen says, what a goal though, and the battered gorilla, Everton will win. Hey, I hope so, mate. Liam says he saved with the wrong hand, or is that just my keeper head on? It might be. I mean, it looked like... No, because he went like that, didn't he? That is the right hand for that, surely. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I've never really been a keeper. I'm not really a keeper. The legend FK, not that I ever bet, mind you, but the season is all over the place. And Morgan, Rodgers, even Everton are higher than Liverpool. They are at the moment, yeah. At the moment they are. Ooh, unlucky. Cleared away. Come on! Come on! Donna Permo says he's young though. Blunder was harsh. Did I say blunder? I don't know if I did. Blunder doesn't seem a word that I would use. I don't know if I did say blunder, but either way, I thought that was a poor effort anyway. Yeah, I thought that was a poor effort, and he should have done better. But then again, do you know what? Maybe I am being harsh, because I think if he does tip it over the bar, you're saying it's a good save, that. So maybe there's shades of both anyway. Adam is Morgan Rodgers. Oh, hey, I've put Man U 1-0, not Everton. Cheers, Tolga. I put Man U 1-0, not Everton. Sorry. I've only just realised. Honor Permo says Donnarumma, of course, Alice and I, but they're top level and experienced. They will have let a goal like that in at one point or another too. Yeah, that's true enough. Jay Sakini says the fact Everton and United are both above Liverpool now. Well, not necessarily. Because if Everton score another 2, United go below Liverpool, I think. So... on goal difference. They're only above us on goal difference right now. Given Liverpool have had the worst season ever. But United are really pleased with their season. Tells you a lot, doesn't it, that? Moyes thoughts. Where can I watch it live? You can watch it live on Sky Sports, mate. Sky Sports. Jake, top 5 this season. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. I think so too. Paul says Lamans is obviously one-handed, so people should shoot to his left. And Swifty, I think the defending was worse. 2 players did very little to stop him. Oh, yeah, the defending's... I mean, given that United have got the extra man here now... Oh, yeah. Ooh, Brian and Burmo down with a shoulder injury here. Is he all right? That looks like pretty innocuous, that one. It's like the sort of shoulder injury Mo Salah got in a Champions League final once upon a time. Oh, he does land awkwardly. Oh, yeah, you can see he grabs it immediately there. Might have popped his shoulder out. He'll need that popping back in at half-time. Moyes, any online platform where I can watch it live? Yes, mate, yeah, www.skysports.com. Go and check it out. Reese's Footy Feed, we've seen this movie before. 3-1 United. 3 goals for United in the last 15 minutes, 1 being a penalty, making it seem like a thrashing to anyone who's not watching the game. Which we've established. Yeah, many do. Sam, don't respond, mate. If he puts it one more time, we'll boot him. We'll ease him out. I tried to be nice. But if he does it again, we'll just boot him. Paul says, question, where are all the United fans tonight, pal? Back in their caves, I suppose. Do you know what I know I was going to say? Licia's he's normally in the chat. He's very vocal. Licia, where is he? He's in the chat nearly all the time, Licia. He's a big Man United fan. He's given me nothing but stick all weekend. I haven't heard a peep from him. I haven't heard a wink from him. Where is he? They're all over the ball. These United fans, they've all disappeared, haven't they? They've all gone very quiet again. They've all gone very quiet. HCTXV says Everton going above us is a new low. Mate, it's November. We're worrying about Everton being above us in November. Not when they're just about to lose the best player. Several best players actually, Everton losing. Illiman and Dye's going. Idrissa Gana Gay's going. HGTXV, having Everton go above us is worse if you live in Liverpool. Not really. There's just as many Everton fans. Christ, it's maybe worse if you live in North Wales. There's more Everton fans per capita in North Wales than most other, probably in Liverpool. Even Everton's own study said that there's more Liverpool fans in the city than Everton fans. Timbo says, was Dalglish sacked for finishing below Everton? No, Dalglish got us to 2 and which depends which time you're talking about. If you're talking about the most recent time, he was sacked despite leading us to 2 domestic cup finals, winning one of them. So yeah, I always feel like and to be honest, he said that he thought it was a harsh decision to sack him and appoint Brendan Rodgers. Maybe we should have stuck with Kenny Dalglish. But the first time, he left, didn't he? He left of his own accord. Honor Permo says, Dorgu is not the level. Dorgu is, again, another player who's fits and starts for Man United. He's not always the best, is he? Here he is on the ball now. Into Diallo. Diallo inside. Shots. Wide. Easy. Goal kick. What are we saying? Sorry. Salas Lover says, what do you mean and die going? And die going? What are you on about? That's what I mean. Illiman and Die and Idrissa Gana Gay are both going to the AFCON. But Idrissa Gana Gay's gone now, basically, because he's not going to play for the next 3 games. Timbo, the League Cup final win was on penalties versus Cardiff. Liverpool will love winning finals on pens. We just love winning finals, mate. We win them. That's what we do. We're a winning machine. That's why we're the most successful team in English football history. Earlier in the season says... Earlier in the season, what? Bournemouth were top. Well, that's true. Yeah, again, very true. Bournemouth were top earlier in the season. Sunderland have been in the top 4 for big parts of the season. I don't think anyone expects them to finish in the top 4. The table's still all working itself out. This is why where teams are at any one point doesn't really matter. It's where you finish. It's where you are after game week 38. Where you are on game week 37 doesn't really even matter. Timbo, you stink finals out then scrape it on pens. That's not true. Hang on a minute. You've won finals against us. You've lost finals. And you've won finals against us, certainly, where we've given you own goals in the last minute. Steven Gerrard at Cardiff. HGTXV, you don't have to deal with blue noses. How wrong you are. How wrong you are, mate. I've got loads of blues in my family. And put it this way as well. I mean, in theory, I deal with more blue noses than most because of this place, because of the channel. Christ, how many blue noses do you think we've got coming in all the time? It's thousands of them. Especially when they win a game, which is rare. But when they win a game, they come in. It's like United fans. United fans. Forever giving me grief and stick. So I know about interacting with blues. I get it just as much, believe me. If not, maybe more frequently. Goliath, it's way too early to call anything. Have a look after Christmas. It means nothing at the moment, exactly. Shell, well done on 6k key. Thank you very much, Shell. There's nothing really. I thought we'd be there a bit sooner than we have done, really. I thought we'd get there a bit sooner because we was on about 5.5k before the season started. But it's been a really, really slow couple of months because YouTube messed up everything. United, chance, cleared away. Everton hanging on as it gets to half-time here. Jake, I hate Everton fans. Why do you hate Everton fans? I don't hate Everton fans. Hey, Everton fans have had it hard. They've had it very, very rough. They've not won a toffee. In 30 years. Fernandes, what a strike. Pickford with a... That's a camera save, that, innit? That's a Hollywood save from Jordan Pickford. Look at that. Absolute Hollywood save. Didn't need to do that. He could have just tipped that over. HGTXV, the only joy Everton's fans get is us losing. Well, that's true enough. And the one and only best league in the world, Premier League. Thomas Ainscoe. Thomas Ainscoe, mate, you've said this about 14 times now. Did you know Everton go above Liverpool if they win? Yes. Yes, I know Everton go above Liverpool if they win. Of course I know that. We've talked about it umpteen times in this live, mate. Nelly, the fact both of these teams are playing tonight when it's a European competition week says it all. Well, it's not really surprising for Everton, is it? Although Everton fans have been very, very vocal about the fact that they're not getting too many Saturday 3 p.m. kickoffs. A lot of Everton's fixtures recently have been sort of midweek fixtures or you know, late kickoffs or late Sunday kickoffs and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, the Saturday 3 p.m.s, I think, are a premium. Bruno Fernandes here. Yellow card. Is it Fernandes who's been booked? No, Brian and Burmo. Ooh, and he's just bounced the ball away. That should be a red, that. That should be a red. You can't do that. James Garner's just gone past him. That's a cynical foul. He's dragged him down. And watch, he picks the ball up here. Picks the ball up and goes like that and smashes it into the floor. That should be a second yellow for dissent, that. That's the same as throwing the ball away. Brian and Burmo should have been sent off there. HGTXV, they won't stay above us, but I can't stand them being ahead of us. Let him have the moment. Let him have the moment. Rolo, is Everton in Liverpool? Yes, it is in Liverpool. Yes. And did you know Everton will go above Liverpool if they win? What are we saying? Paul, United won't get red at Old Trafford. It's happened before. It has to be pretty special. Like, they're not going to get it in the same 2 yellows in the same incident. That's very, very unlikely. Do you know what's funny though? If Everton do win tonight, this is the hilarious. And Everton have played well. I'm not denying this. If Everton win tonight, they get the away win at Old Trafford after going down 10 men, 10 minutes in. You know, you could quite happily say all players have got a 10 out of 10. But that is basically what happens on a lot of the fan channels you watch with certainly Everton fan channels. There's one in particular I'm thinking of. It's dead funny. It's a great fan channel. But every time they review the players after the game, if Everton have lost, they're all like 4 out of 10. If Everton have drawn, they're all 6 out of 10. And if they've won, they're all 10 out of 10. Doesn't matter whether... Even if Everton have like spawned it after a really bad performance, sometimes you can play badly and win. That never happens. With Everton, it always feels like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like whenever I've watched it, it's always been 10 out of 10. He's unbelievable. He should play like this more often. He's one of the best players around. We've got the best player in this player and that player. Long ball over the top. Unlucky. Joe, did you know Everton go a booth Liverpool if they win? I did, mate, yes. Timo, some teams suit certain kickoff times. Chelsea are a late Saturday game. Pool 1:30 on a Sunday. And the one and only best league in the world, the Premier League. Well, Ruben Amorim's not looking particularly happy with this. It's half time. Hey, and Michael Keane. How keen is he to get in the dressing room now? Oh, he's running. He's getting a jog on. Oh, Michael, he wants to get in there. Hey, Moyes wants to get in there before the pair of them get in. There'll be handbags in that dressing room. I can't believe that. I still can't believe that. Idrissa Gana Gueye getting sent off. Can you believe it? That never happens, does it? That never, ever happens. We're seeing, like, that's so unique. You don't tend to see that in football. Teammates scrapping and players getting sent off for attacking teammates on the pitch. But sweet Lord. Timbo, see yourself out for that disgusting pun, mate. That's what you're here for. Why are you settling? That is what you're here for. Exactly that sort of content. Alan Partridge mixed with Sky Sports. The Legend FK, that's if they win. Never write off United. I say that as a Liverpool fan. That's true enough. And Jake, let them enjoy their moment. They'll probably finish below us anyway. Probably. Listen, if Liverpool finish below either of these teams, I will be astonished. I'll be absolutely astonished. I'll put a Man United shirt behind me. Or an Everton. If either of these teams finish above me, I'll put an Everton or a United shirt behind me for the season. You have my word. If that happens, I'll happily put it behind me. I'll put a big Everton shirt right behind me. That'll kill me. But it's not going to happen. Neither Everton nor United finish above Liverpool. It's not happening. Not even close to happening. Isaac says, Gay slaps his teammates more than his opponents. The soft sausage. Gay slaps his teammates more than his opponents. He shouldn't slap either. Yeah, it's not good to slap either. Timbo, go one further. You have to word a United or Everton top for the stream. Can't do that. I've only ever worn an Everton top once, and it was for my uncle's funeral because he was a blue nose, and he was, yeah. We all said we'd wear Everton tops, and he came out to Z cars. It's the only time I've ever wore one. The only time I ever will. But it gave him a laugh, hopefully, wherever he is. But yeah, it's I don't plan on doing it again. Archie says, up the toffees, lad. And Liam says, someone clip that up quickly. It might happen. Yeah, it's not happening. Hey, and you don't need to clip it up. I am a man of my word. I don't tell lies. That's one thing I do not do. If I say I'm going to do it, if I say I'm going to deliver, I fucking deliver. Paul says, you better not. I'll stop watching if you were a United top pal. Yeah, no, I don't plan on doing it because it ain't going to happen, Paul. That's why. It ain't going to happen. Tolga, how's it going? And 3-star Reds, I hope Rubes ain't 8 for the kickoff of the Brighton game on Sunday. Shell, bless you. And Goliath says it just doesn't seem to be happening for United at the moment. So, right, so what do you think? If you're Ruben Amorim at half-time here now, we do tend to say this, don't we, when games are sort of delicately poised. Most games when we're doing watch-alongs, if you're the manager who's losing, what would you say? But I don't think we've seen a game like this before for some time where the team that is a man down has gone on to go in front and is now in front at half-time. How do you approach this if you're Ruben Amorim? Because the old adage, one of the old cliches in football is that it's incredibly hard to play against 10 men. Incredibly hard to play against 10 men. Some people say it's harder to play against 10 men than it is to play against 11. It's just exhausting from an Everton fan's point or an Everton player's point of view that they're not going to be able to. They're going to have to maybe rotate. They're going to have to bring on. I imagine Tyler Dibbling gets on at some point in this game just because he's got so much energy in his legs. He's got, minutes. He's got loads in the tank, hasn't he? He's not played a lot of football. So, and he can run for days, Tyler Dibbling. So, he's going to be a player I think that will be important for Everton in the second half. But defensively, they really, really need to step it up in the second half, Everton. And, or rather, step it up's harsh. Everton really, really need to be on their guard in the second half. United need to step it up. Cucho says, Keane and Garner will fight now. And Lisha says, I tried to tell you yesterday, Cunha impacts us so much without numbers. Hang on a minute. I tried to tell you yesterday, Cunha impacts us so much without numbers. You've not proved anything. There's no evidence of that. What are you talking about? He's not even playing for one. Please don't tell me you're saying because Cunha isn't on the pitch. Here we go. Here's the slap. Here's the slap here. Hey, do you know what? If we're talking in fairness, Michael Keane puts his head into Idrissa Gana Gueye first. So if we're being really, from consistency point of view, he should have sent both of these off. He should have sent both of them off. Look at Michael Keane. He leans his head in. Oh, nah, he doesn't actually. He doesn't. I was wrong. He doesn't. But Idrissa Gana Gueye has to go. It's that. Yeah, it's that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Timbo says, for Man United, you're saying make the game as wide as possible to try and draw Everton out and create spaces. On a Permo says, to be fair, Michael Keane rams his head off Idrissa. I thought that as well. It doesn't look like it on the other angle, but it did on the first one, didn't it? And Shell, hope Tyler comes on. I think we will see Tyler Dibbling second half at some point. It'll be the right decision, I think, if they can get him on. I'm pretty sure he'll be a good outlet for Everton. Him, plenty of pace. Put him into the channels and let him have a run up against whoever it might be. Maybe put him on Mazraoui on that side. Cucho says 1-1 full time would be perfect for us, key mate. Hey, and that's what I said before the game. Honestly, if we could get anything tonight, 1-1 would be it. Or a 2-2, a score draw would be brilliant. But up to now, it's brilliant because we've got lots and lots of stories to talk. Lenny Yorrell's had a shocker there, and I think Senna Lamans too. The pair of them. That's straight down the middle of the goal. The goalkeeper should be doing better, and Lenny Yorrell's... That's really poor from Lenny Yorrell. Yeah, not good. Lenny Yorrell, Senna Lamans, hang your heads in shame. Shell, no, I don't want United to stop anything up, thanks, Key. Step anything up. No, let's hope they don't. Swifty says, if I was Amorim, I'd get Dorgu off. Put Sean on the left in a back four and bring an extra midfielder on. Maybe, yeah, that's fair enough. Would you not put an extra centre... Well, you've not even got an extra centre forward. Maybe put Mason Mount on. Someone who can play in between the lines. And then you've got Xerxes, Mount, Diallo and Burmo, and still got Fernandes and Casemiro popping it around. Because they're going to dominate the midfield area, Everton, United. They've got the extra body, haven't they, now? Paul, I wonder if Keane will come out if he's sporting a black eye. And Isaac, remember the Newcastle players scrap? I forgot who it was between. It was between Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer. Yeah, and allegedly it was under Graham Souness that. And allegedly when Kieran Bowyer and Lee Dyer got sent off for scrapping in exactly the way we've just seen them with Idrissa Gana Gueye and Michael Keane. Them two had a little bit of a scrap against Aston Villa. The referee went over. I'm pretty sure it was Rob. Was it Rob Wiley? I can't remember who it was, the referee. Anyway, the referee went over. Bang. Red card. Sent both of them off. I think Lee Bowyer had half his shirt torn off. And they all looked... And anyway, they went down the tunnel. Graham Souness was Newcastle manager. And allegedly, in the dressing room when they went in, Graham Souness went in, took his top off, and went, right, I'll have the Purrier. Come on. That is the most Graham Souness thing ever. But yeah, allegedly Graham Souness went, I'll fight the Purrier. What do you think you're doing? He never was afraid of a scrap, was he, Souness? Great player. Legend of the game. Lisha says Cunha's playmaking ability would have absolutely exposed that defence. And Isaac says, opinions on Isak so far, Key. I'm genuinely curious. It'd be good if he could get on the pitch. Yeah, the issue with Isak is fitness. It's not performance. Yeah, I haven't got any real concerns with him about performance because we haven't really seen him a lot. You know, it'd be great if we got him on the pitch and regularly started him. I think if he can start 3 games in a row, right, and maybe get one of those finishing 90 minutes. Then I'll form an opinion on him, and then I'll be able to say, well, you know, it's been a good signing, it's been a bad signing. Up to now, guy's not really been on the pitch to make a firm decision either way. He's always been unfit and out, so I can't really draw any meaningful or definitive conclusions with Alexander Isak. James G says Dibbling isn't fast. Tyler Dibbling isn't fast. Did you watch him last season against United here at Old Trafford for Southampton? He was absolutely brilliant last season. Him and what was the other fella's name? Suleimana, wasn't it? Him and Suleimana, they were absolutely fantastic. 3-star Reds, Slabby Maguire will burst Everton's bubble, I reckon. And Shell, a nice Everton win will cheer us up. Hey, I hope so, Shell. If nothing else, while you're in hospital, I'll cheer along Everton for you tonight. Timbo, as a Chelsea fan, I'd like Mount to just warm the bench as much as possible. And the legend FK says Liverpool could go years without a trophy and still be bigger than Arsenal. We won't go years without a trophy, though. Liam Manning says Kieran Bowyer and Lee Dyer. Did I say that? Did I say Kieran Bowyer and Lee Dyer? Please tell me I didn't. I didn't say Kieran Bowyer and Lee Dyer, did I? Oh, I'm all over the place tonight if that's the case. Timbo says Cunha does play well whenever you watch him, to be fair, always contributes. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not saying anything about Cunha not being a good player. I'm just saying I don't think that Cunha is immune from the same treatment that Florian Wirtz is getting. You know, Cunha has got 1 goal contribution, I think, all season. He's not really pulled up trees since he came to United. 70 million quid. Florian Wirtz, they're on the same number of points as us. He's 5-6 years older than, I think it's 5. He's 5 years older than Florian Wirtz. So, and he's got Premier League experience, so he hasn't got anything to really adapt to. So, Cunha has got less of an excuse to be performing like that than Wirtz. But evidently, it only matters when Florian Wirtz hasn't got goals and assists. But it doesn't matter so much when Cunha doesn't. I don't think it does, by the way. I am in agreement that goals and assists, you can't conclude anything just off those. They're important to a degree, but not just off it. Like, you can't just base a player's thing just on how many goals and assists they've got. But I guess what I'm saying is if it's good for one, it's good for another. If you're criticising Wirtz based on a lack of goal contributions, then we should really be doing the same with Cunha, shouldn't we? Onapermo, how's it going? Morrison, Mark, good to see you. Onapermo needs consistent game time, needs to build up his confidence and his familiarity with other players. Isak needs time. That's the case with Wirtz, it's the case with Isak, it's the case with Ekitike, Kirkez, Frimpong, Mamadashvili. They all need time, and not only do they need time, the rest of the players need time to learn exactly how to play with 5-6 new players who've just walked into the squad. You can't replace 35% of a title-winning side and just expect that it's bang, straight back to it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Paul Hexham says Souness was in Boys from the Black Stuff with Yozza Hughes. Mick92, hey, how's it going, Mick? I bet you're absolutely buzzing. What happened with Ghana Gay? We've got an Everton fan here in Mick92. He's a good lad. Yeah, Mick, what do you think happened there with Gay and Keane? What's your opinion on it? What's your views on it as a Blue? And Shell, to be fair. I want your views on it, Shell. I know you're laid up in hospital, so don't feel like you have to type away. But as an Everton fan, I'm really intrigued to hear what you think about your two players fighting like that. Well, listen, Keane doesn't necessarily fight him. Keane does certainly say something to Ghana Gay that upsets him. But the way Gay reacts, and your most experienced player, whatever, 36, 37 years of age, he's got to do better. He's got to, the standards, got to expect better from a player like that. Mick92 just lost his head and took it too far. Can't raise your hands, can you? That's it. Well, I said exactly the same, mate. That's it. You can't raise your hands. You give the ref a decision to make. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he doesn't connect with him. People said, he might not have connected. He might have just threw a punch or whatever. Doesn't matter. If you go and throw a punch and you miss, it's still a red card. It's violent conduct. MT says, I think Keane does look quite punchable. Michael Keane, eh? I don't mind Michael Keane. Well, Mason Mount is about to come on. That was the suggestion from me at half-time. Mason Mount is coming on for United. Who's he coming on for, though? I imagine one of the back three. Who's he coming on for? Is it Dorgu? Mason Mount is coming on. Joe, how's it going? Good to see you. Key pal, what are you saying? Joe, what's going on? Josh, thoughts on Spurs yesterday? Well, hang on, we're about to kick off second half. Let me just get the clock going. Thoughts on Spurs yesterday? Very, very disappointing. It was a really poor performance from Spurs. I expected better. Again, that doesn't take away from the fact that Arsenal deserved to win, because they did. But it was a poor performance from Spurs, yeah. And again, I think maybe we're seeing a little bit of turmoil with that, given the amount of new players that they've brought into the squad. Not just with Thomas Frank, but also under Ange Postecoglou as well. It feels like they've had an awful lot going on recently with that. So I feel like they've brought in too many players too quickly, a little bit like Liverpool. Mick92, I can see why he was fuming like Keane just left the ball, but don't raise your hands to a teammate. Yeah, there's a place and a time, isn't there? It's Mazraoui who Mount has come on for, by the way. Cheers for that, Liam. The legend FK, it was poor. Arsenal are a very, very good side right now, though. That's true enough. And Joe says, Keepal, you can't say anything. You do that in a five-a-side. I know, but that's because you know me, mate. I'm an absolute Green Street hooligan. That's just the type of guy I am. I'm basically Roy Keane mixed with Ben Thatcher, mixed with Vinnie Jones. I'm just an absolute hard nut, and there's nothing to say. You just can't get away from that at the end of the day. Mick92, right, going to watch the second half with my brother and my dad. See you later, lad. Take it easy, Mick, yeah. Pop back in later at half-time. Hopefully you've won it. Isaac, how do you think Newcastle get on tomorrow against Marseille? I don't know whether to do that game. That's probably the one I'm looking at doing. Newcastle away at Marseille. Or one of the Championship games. I'm not doing Chelsea-Barca. I'm not doing that. I know that's a good game, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. No chance. What we saying says, MT, I think it just needs time, this Tottenham team, and Nona Permo says, and Bermo looked half-arsed tonight. Well, he's here on the ball right now, and he's lost it. And that's, is it going to be a foul? No. Good play from Mikalenko. That's better. Unlucky. Bruno Fernandes with a ball in, and it's straight out of play. Shocking. Isaac, wouldn't want to mess with Key unless you want your jaw spinned. Nah, not unless you're on my team and you do what Michael Keane did. Sam says Middlesbrough Coventry is the one for tomorrow. Key, top two clashing heads. Yeah, well, that is the one that drew my eye. Middlesbrough Coventry tomorrow night, and I think lots of good games on. Borough Coventry, Newcastle Marseille, Chelsea. I'm thinking maybe the Coventry game is the one to do. So, yeah, I might do that. I'll see. The legend FKA Key is Roy Jones mixed with Lee Dyer and Kieran Bowyer and Vinnie Ruddock. Did it actually say Lee Bowyer? Oh, sorry, Lee Dyer. Don't tell me that. MT says Tottenham are just the king of keeping a mid-team mid. 3-star Reds, I would say yes, Reese. As a non-drinker, I am still supping the non-alcoholic champagne after our back-to-back win at Anfield. Reese, sorry, I didn't see that. Reese, I feel rougher than sandpaper. Is it acceptable to pour a Baileys and have a mince pie for comfort in late November? Hey, it's all right by me. I'm not really again, I'm going to say this, and the obvious comeback, yeah, it looks like you do, but I'm not a lover of mince pies. Yeah, I can take or leave mince pie. If I never had a mince pie again, it wouldn't bother me. And I've never had a Baileys. The in-laws tend to like Baileys. I have to buy Baileys quite a bit because it's what we tend to give away to the in-laws. They like my in-laws. They like Baileys and rum as well. But I don't really like rum. Certainly not white rum. Don't mind a spiced rum occasionally, like a Captain Morgan's or something. But I'm not a fan of like a Bacardi, and I'm not a fan of a Baileys. I don't think. What's the other one? What's the coffee one? What's the coffee liqueur based one? Is that like Tia? Is it Tia Maria? I'm not a fan of that either. Jake, you've had a stinker tonight. Paul Hexham, yep, and Kieran Bowyer. I didn't say Kieran Bowyer. I disagree. You're having me on. You're having me on, all of you. There's no way I would have said Lee Dyer and Kieran Bowyer. That doesn't even sound right coming out of me. I had to try and think. There's no way I got them two confused. I'm going to watch the stream back at full time. I'm going to watch it back to see if I actually did or not, because I think you're having me on. Xerxes, keep him out, Everton. Here's Dorgu. Joe says Key threw a molten Bramley apple pie at me at Newcastle away. You deserved it. Mason Mount, good strike, great block, that from Tarkovsky. And here's Tierno Barry now running the line. Straight out of play. Legend FK, you even said Kieran Gerrard. I think maybe it's the mic. Maybe it's you lot. Maybe you've all got, maybe not trying to have me on, but you know, maybe it's the new mic. It's the new mic. It's the tech. It's the technology. I'll blame the technology. What we saying? Sorry. Sam says Coventry have been ridiculous this season. I think they'll be going up. And 3-star Reds, mince pies for me have to be non-alcoholic. Same as Christmas pudding. Christmas pudding I've never had either. Chance. Oh, wide from Mason Mount. Getting into the box though, United now starting to apply a bit of pressure. And Reese's Footy Feed says, had the referee not the tap, that's what it was, would VAR have intervened on it? Had the referee not seen the tap, would VAR have intervened on it, even though it wasn't glaringly obvious to the naked eye? No, I think that's again a very fair point, Reese. You're always on it with these questions. The quality of correct questions coming out from Reese recently, absolute elite tier. I hadn't even thought of that, but that's a very fair point. Yeah, I think if the referee doesn't see that, or does see it but downplays it, does VAR get involved and say, hang on a minute, he slapped him? No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does, and I think he stays on the pitch. That is shocking. That is absolutely shocking from Lenny Yoro. People keep trying to tell me he's like the best young centre-back in world football. He's had an absolute nightmare tonight. Every time I watch him properly, he's had an absolute nightmare. Josh says Barry and Beto could be the worst striker options in the league. Listen, don't dig Tierno Barry out just too soon. He's got talent, Tierno Barry. There is a player in there with Tierno Barry. It'll take him time to show it, but there is a player. A little bit like Moise Keane. Casemiro, wide, it's going to be a corner, is it? No, straight out goal kick. Yeah, a little bit like Moise Keane. I think if Everton could have kept Moise Keane in hindsight, they would have done, wouldn't they? He was a really talented player, Moise Keane. Didn't work out for him at Everton. He's gone to Fiorentina. I'd now consider him one of the best young... Well, he's not really young anymore, but he's one of the best strikers in Europe. He certainly would have been better than either Barry or Beto. But Barry, I do think, still has a future in the game. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be world class, but there's ability there. He could certainly be a competent Premier League centre forward, yeah. Three-Star Red says, not like you to be against technology, Key, after Saturday. I like technology in football. And I want it used more, if anything. But I just want the thresholds to be raised. Like, I don't want players sent off. I'd much rather players be 11-11 on the pitch. And I don't want penalties given, like the one Liverpool got given against them for Brentford, or the one that we got given against us for City, where players are getting breathed on. Or it's like right on the edge of the box. We're getting games decided by that stuff. It's ridiculous. No one wants to see that. And then consistency. If you give it 1 week against Manchester City, you've got to give it the week after against Forest. Sam says Liverpool are 12th right now, but only separated by 5 points from second. This is it. It's still too early in the league season to be making conclusions. Liverpool could quite easily finish third. Maybe second, who knows? But, City and Liverpool are certainly not being... There is no title race this year. Arsenal will just walk it. And that's not a reflection of Arsenal. It's more, again, a reflection of Liverpool and City, isn't it? Brian and Burmo cutting in. Strike. Oh, I thought I was taking a deflection. Good block in the end. Liam says, I watched Ref Watch earlier and they said the Arsenal goal was more offside than the Liverpool one. They were both offside though, weren't they? Whichever way you want to dress it up, they're both offside. The Arsenal second goal, Eze's goal, that should be offside. It should be 1-0 at that point. And goals change games. You never know how teams react to that. So, and it's the same with the Andy Robertson one. It's the same with the Forest one. The Andy Robertson one should stand. In my opinion, the Nottingham Forest one should stand, really. But if you rule one out, then you've got to rule the other one out. Josh says, I'm a Goonaki and we're far from out of sight yet. Only game week 12. I know, but I think that's... If I'm really honest, mate, I think that is your way of keeping guarded against complacency. And it is the right approach. You have to be guarded against complacency, given the amount of times Arsenal have bottled it over the years. But... Oh, this must be... That's a great tackle. That's a great tackle. And Burmo's gone down. It's never, ever a penalty. There's going to be a claim for a penalty, but you're never getting a pen for that. It's a great tackle from Everton. It's a brilliant tackle on Mbeumo in the penalty area. He's limping, but what a tackle from Michael Keane. And Bryan Mbeumo's got the cheek to dive. That is an absolutely shocking dive. Brilliant tackle from Michael Keane. Oh, hey, he's only been at United 5 minutes and I already dislike him, Bryan Mbeumo. I loved him at Brentford. What a dive that was. He's been at United 2 minutes and he's already picking up the traits. Diving rats. Goliath, it's the lack of consistency with technology, not the tech itself. Liverpool will be top 4, you'll go on a run, and everyone knows it. And that's why they're maybe enjoying this little period now where we're in 60 feet out of 7. Be yourself, Dylan. That was a Neymar dive. And Josh, our second goal yesterday shouldn't have stood given the disallowed goals recently. I'm glad you saw it like that. Dalot and Menu on, Dorgu and Casemiro off. United have got 30 minutes plus added time to try and salvage this. I mean, it's been all United this second half. It's one-way traffic. It's literally a game. They play this in training. This is what teams do in training. They play attack v defence. They train for exactly this situation. Attack v defence, 11 v 11. One's job is just to defend. It's just to defend. They've been doing this all week in Everton's training ground. We're just going to sit back and defend for a good 40 minutes. Great header by Michael Keane. He's been an absolute... Do you know what the crazy thing is? Michael Keane is going to have caused the Everton sending off. He's going to win man of the match. Michael Keane is Everton's man of the match so far. He has been terrific. Absolutely sensational at the back. Here's Dewsbury Hall, good play, and that's going to be a foul to Everton. Wonderful play from Dewsbury Hall. He might be a candidate for man of the match as well, to be fair. Gets Everton up the pitch very, very well. Onopermo says, winning fouls is part of the modern game now. Sad though, innit? Jag, just a guy. The poor spell from Liverpool has exposed the reaction content people, though. Once Liverpool fix the issues and get back on top 4, these people calling for slot will be exposed. I'm so glad you see, but this should have been exposed yesterday or this weekend. Everyone, literally every single person who was on social media saying slot out, you should be. I would be blocking him. I'm blocking him. I don't want to speak to him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see the content. They basically waved a big flag and said, we are just here for clicks and views. That's it. That's it. Any Liverpool fan claiming that they're talking nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And Callum says, I've not seen this Michael Keane since his Burnley days. Reese's Footy Feeders, thank you, Key. You don't get 13 GCSEs, 4 A-levels and 2 degrees, then spend a life on benefits for nothing. You got 4 A-levels? Fucking hell. You absolute swat. See, when I was doing my A-levels, you weren't allowed to do more than 2. I think you could, no, actually, that's a lie. You could do 3. I think you weren't allowed to do, like, if you was doing 3, you had to be, like, laser focused, and you had to be really, I think you had to get approval to do 3. You could do 4 AS, and then you were told to drop 2 for the second year. That's what I was told. Still got him. Still did alright. I still got me 2 A's. Be yourself, Dylan. I did 9 exams. Bloody hell. Johnny Bates score. The score is Man United 0, Everton 1. Everton have had a man sent off in the 10th minute. Idrissa Gana Gueye slapping his own teammate Michael Keane. And that is why it's been such a surprising scoreline thus far. Man United pushing Everton all the way, though, in this second half. We've not really seen a huge amount of chances for him. Ball in, cleared away. It's all... Michael Keane is on the end of every single cross that comes into that box. He's been unbelievable today. And here's Tierno Barry. Well done. James Garner. Do you know what? James Garner, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, Michael Keane. Those 3. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. They could do with Beto at this point, though. I think Tierno Barry isn't holding the ball up maybe as well as David Moyes would like. I know he's up there on his own, but the ball is going long and he's not making enough of a nuisance of himself. Now, you can say what you want about Tierno Barry, so you can say what you want about Beto, but he's better at holding the ball up than Barry is. And I'd be bringing Beto on about now. Isaac says, Anfield agenda, said, I'm sorry, Slot has to go. Yeah, that's prime example of what I'm talking about. And Burmo, good save. Big save from Pickford. That's probably the best chance United have had. Mount. Oh, just wide. Jordan Pickford with a big save. And Honor Permo says, I'm 1 minute behind on your stream, Key, because my stream is 61 right now. Well, just pause me. Just pause me on YouTube. You can sync it all up. Whatever your clock says, pause me, and we'll be there. Don't worry. Jag says, I remember people wanted to keep Julia regardless of underperforming in the league. I wanted to keep Julia at the time. I think it was hard. We got Champions League football, didn't we? And we still sacked him. What are we saying? Shell, are we still winning? Fell asleep. We are. We are still winning. Yeah, Everton are still winning, mate. On a Permo, is this the biggest game yet for Arsenal? This one? Oh, sorry. Score prediction for Bayern. I'm very nervous. Arsenal Bayern. Yeah, that could be anything. That could be anything. I think Bayern get at least a point. I expect. I'm going to say 1-1. No, 2-2. Arsenal 2, Bayern 2. And the legend FK says Bayern should test Arsenal, though. JC Media says we. He just said we, so he is an Everton fan, really. You caught me. You got me. You got me. No, it's because Shell said we, and I just replied to the we. But she's no, Shell's. Oh, what's going on here now? What's happening? Oh, it's there. You go. Sorry, are we still on? I think we're still on. I hope we're still on. Hopefully, we're still on. What we're saying, is this the biggest game yet for Arsenal? Possibly. Paul says, what the hell happened? It was me mic. Yeah, it popped up and said low battery. For some reason. I'm hoping it doesn't keep doing it. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on the battery for some reason. It's going down, even though it is on charge while it's doing this. The legend FK says, in the way Liverpool are right now, West Ham will be tough as nails. Yeah, West Ham's not going to be an easy game, is it, next weekend? Goliath, I'm more concerned for Chelsea than Bayern. I'm expecting a loss against Bayern, but we need a win against Chelsea. You don't. Listen, if Chelsea win against Arsenal, I'll start to revise my Chelsea predictions. Because I'm of the opinion that I don't think Chelsea I think will scrape top 4. I don't think they're a side that can compete for the title or anything like that. But yeah, inevitably, if Arsenal were to get beat against Chelsea, Liverpool and City were to win their games, then it does start to put a little bit more pressure back on Arsenal, because it's not, they can't decide the title race at this point. Right, I need to change that. 1 second. Give me a sec. I need to move this, because for whatever reason, it's not working. So if I go like this, I'll put you there and you there like that. Surely that should work now. Surely that should work. Please work now. Please, please, please. Yay, now it's working for whatever reason. Oh, right, sorry about that. Pendragon Clothing says United can't beat 10-man Everton. Listen, still very early. 25 minutes to go. Jag, just a guy, says, I feel if Arsenal do well in the Champions League now, it could give them the belief to win the league. And Chelsea feels like a collection of talent rather than a put-together team. Yeah, 100%. That's a very, very good way of putting it. Very astute way of looking at it. Chelsea feel like a collection of players rather than a team. I would agree with that. Rockcom says Chelsea surely to finish above Liverpool. No, I don't think so. Again, that's looking at it because Liverpool have lost 6 in 7. But Chelsea have still got to show their hand, I guess. Chelsea have still got to play some big teams. They got very, very lucky against Liverpool. And that was with us playing pretty poorly. So I feel like Liverpool haven't clicked into gear yet. This is Chelsea playing maybe at their absolute best, and they've not had their wobble yet. There's no way a side with Robert Sanchez and Tosin Adrabayo and Badiashile and Ashampong and Fofana as part of their back four, they're not going to finish like comfortably in the title race or comfortably in the top 4. They're going to scrap and scrape. That was a better performance against Burnley the other day, I'll say that though. The Legend FK says exactly what I said. Arsenal look like a refined squad. Chelsea are up and down. And Johnny Bates says, before Saturday, our next 5 fixtures are relegation teams, apart from Sunderland. You would expect... What's that? Rockcom, okay, you keep hoping. It's not really hoping. Chelsea haven't been brilliant this season. They've had moments. They've had moments, but there's been plenty of times where I thought they've looked pretty poor as well. So yeah, not convincing, and that was the case last season. Whereas at least with Liverpool, who have also been unconvincing and poor this season, you know that that's not their level, don't you? You know that Liverpool only recently were the Premier League champions, so you know that Liverpool have got a gear to go up. Chelsea, we don't know that. Chelsea have been up and down, and this might be their level. This might be their gear. This might be as good as they're ever going to be, and that's how I certainly view Chelsea at the minute. I don't see Chelsea as serious title contenders until they get a keeper and 2 new centre-backs. It's just not going to happen. And probably a centre-forward, if I'm honest. João Pedro's had a decent start to the season, but I feel like, Delap's not the one. I feel like Delap ends up going out on loan. Probably to somewhere like Everton. Rockcom says we are second. Right. What's that got to do with the price of fish? You're second in November, mate. You're only 5 points ahead of Liverpool, who are having our worst season ever. So, let's be honest. You're second, but if you get beat against Arsenal next weekend, Liverpool beat West Ham, you're only 2 points in front of us after our worst season in decades. So, the idea that you're miles... No, you listen. You've had a good run. You've had a good run. We've had a very, very bad run. 60 feet in 7. The idea you're gonna finish above Liverpool, and it's nonsense to think otherwise. Like I said, I don't think reality is on your side. Reese's Footy Feed says still winning, dealing with United pressure well so far. Hope you make a quick recovery. Can't believe how upbeat and bubbly you always keep. She's like that, Shell. We like Shell a lot. Sorry, Shell. I hope you've not fallen back asleep and I'm waking you up here. But, yeah, Shell's in the hospital at the minute and we send her our love. Chance for United. Oh, why has he gone with his right foot there, Bruno? Oh, Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, if he goes with his left foot, he scores. If he shoots with his left foot here, he scores. Brilliant play from Mason Mount, running deep. Great takedown, pulls it back, edge of the 6-yard box. If Bruno Fernandes strikes that with his left foot, United are 1-1. Instead, he goes stupidly with his instep, right-footed, miles over the bar. That is shocking from Bruno Fernandes. And Goliath says, what's your Liverpool PSV prediction? My prediction is that Liverpool stumble to a win and we'll get more stick. I think we win, but we'll stumble to a win. It might be like a 3-1 or a 3-2 or a 4-2 or a 4-3. It's not going to be a convincing win. And even if it is a convincing win, we'll still get stick and grief and, I can't believe Liverpool. But it's only PSV. Yeah, they've won, but it's only PSV. So we can't win. We can't win. There's no way Liverpool can win against PSV, even if we do actually win. The Legend FK says Chelsea fans shouldn't feel disappointed, though. They're a very good side. They are. They are a good side. Yeah, I wouldn't deny otherwise. They're certainly a good side, Chelsea. And Honor Permo says Forest were second this time last year, weren't they? Again, very true. Yeah, listen, Chelsea fans have got short memories. Maybe because most of them are only about 6, but yeah, there's certainly precedent for teams being high in the table and then not finishing that way. Sunderland aren't going to finish in the top 4. They've been there most of the season. Bournemouth were top just a couple of weeks ago. Goliath says only 3 points between 12th and 4th. Position bragging right now is crazy at this point. I'd say we've got a lot of common sense in the chat. And it's nice because it feels like we've got a bit of bit of juxtaposition between TikTok and YouTube. TikTok, we seem to get the deadheads coming in occasionally, saying stuff like Chelsea are going to win the league, or Lisha saying Man United are going to finish second. Can't beat 10 men Everton at home. Don't look good. Right, Tim Irabunum's about to come on, and I think Charlie Alcaraz about to come on for Everton. Couple of big moves, this. Irabunum brings a lot of energy, a lot of pace, a lot of strength. He's a good young midfielder. Maybe not so great on the ball, but will bring a lot of energy, and that's probably what Everton need right now because Moyes is seeing his side look very, very tired. 10 men on the pitch. Alcaraz coming on. What does Charlie Alcaraz bring in this position? He's not a bad player, but he's usually someone you bring on to kind of create some chances and knit things together. Not sure he's the right sub. Liam Manning says Keane for the World Cup with Tarkowski. Michael Keane and Tarkowski in the England squad. Do you know what? It wouldn't be a bad shout. They're probably better than a lot of the centre-backs we've got, although Tarkowski's had a bad season. If you speak to Everton fans, Tarkowski's been shocking and Michael Keane has been their best player this season. Which is a bit mad, isn't it? When your two best players this season, Keane and Gay, are the ones who are having the scrap on the pitch. 3-star Reds, bottom half of the table is still not settled yet and won't be until at least January. Prediction, Goliath says, I think your Liverpool PSV prediction is spot on. Yeah, we'll win the game by hook or by probably with a late goal or something, and it will get a load of abuse because it was a really lucky win against a really crap side. Jake says, let Everton fans enjoy their moment being above us. We will. Yeah, let them do it. It's great for them. Josh, Brentford were third at one point Saturday. Can't take this league table seriously yet. There you go. We know it. We know it, don't we? Illiman and Dye's done well tonight as well. He's worked his socks off. And Jack Grealish getting taken off here now. I don't think Jack Grealish is too happy. Aerial duels won tonight. Tierno Barry, the most in Premier League games this season, 14. Hey, I didn't know. There you go. He's winning the aerial duels, but he's not keeping the ball up there, is he? But they'll be pleased with Tierno Barry tonight if Everton do manage to hang on. Even if they just get a point tonight, I think you'd be very pleased that Barry's winning the duels. But I think he could hang on to the ball a touch better than he has done. He's got to occupy those Man United centre-backs all game. And that's the big challenge when you're so isolated. You've got a player less. That's a free kick. Jack Grealish not happy with Xerxes there. Olive Dwyer, if you had to support a team between these two tonight, who would it be? It'd be Everton if I had to, because I've got more Everton fans in my family than I have United fans. And I was born closer to Everton than United anyway. Certainly more of a... But I couldn't... If Liverpool didn't exist, I'd probably be closer to being a Tranmere fan. I'd never be an Everton or a United fan. But if I had to pick and I could only pick between these two, then yeah, it'd be Everton. Paul says Grealish was holding his stomach a few minutes ago, pal. Was he really? Oh, wait, he's still looking pretty annoyed, isn't he, Grealish? He's getting kicked a bit tonight, to be fair. Yeah, Diallo straight into his back. He knows how to hit the deck, doesn't he, Grealish? He knows how to go down. This is a big last 15 minutes, isn't it? It's a huge last 15 minutes. Tolga, honestly, Tolga, the one time you've backed it right and I've not backed it, the Turkish supercomputer gets it right tonight and I didn't back it. He said Everton were going to win even when it was 0-0 and a man sent off. He still said Everton were going to win. Guess a broken clock's right twice a day. Listen, you're going to have to start doing this more for me to you got to get me back on side, Tolga. The legend FK says feel for Wolves though, 2 points even though their own doing is atrocious. Listen, you got to give Rob Edwards time. Yeah, I do feel sorry for Wolves. I still think Wolves can stay up though. Rob Edwards is a decent manager. He'll have an impact on them, and they've got enough quality. I think Wolves. There is quality in that squad. Jürgen Strand-Larsen, or Jakob Strand-Larsen rather, not Jürgen Strand-Larsen. Jakob Strand-Larsen up front, Andre in midfield, Gomez. You've got players like Moller Wolf who they've just brought in, the left back. I feel like even though he's a young player, I feel like he's got ability as well. There's quality. Even Totti, is it Totti, the centre back? He was picked for the Portugal squad not that long ago. The legend FK says you think Wolves will stay up. I'm not saying will, but I certainly think they can. Like, I'm not going to put fingers in the drawer. I probably wouldn't put a bet on them to stay up, but I wouldn't. I'm not saying they're going down. No, I know they've only got 2 points, but Wolves can absolutely put a run together. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they did stay up. Oh, what a save! What a save from Jordan Pickford. I tell you what, Joshua Zirkzee, as much as this is a brilliant save, and it is, it's an absolutely sensational header from Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee celebrating. It's in the net. The ball gets played in. Zirkzee, he's backpedaling. There's not even that much power or anything on the shot. And he heads it. And it's going right in the far corner. And what a wonderful save that is from Jordan Pickford. Acrobatic. It's a great save to keep Everton in it at 1-0. Oh, it's a brilliant save. That is Jordan Pickford all day, every day, innit? He's not really done an awful lot tonight, but he'll pull off a save like that. And in fairness, he's done it more and more in recent years. He used to have a bit of a wobble, didn't he? But he's certainly a strong keeper now. Ball whipped in, headed away by Barry. Good defending from him. Here's Bruno Fernandes, strike from distance. Oh, just over the bar. Liam says defending like beavers right now. And 3-star Red says Bruno is ranting only means one thing. United are rattled. I know he's just waiting for the ref, isn't he? He's waiting for the ref to nudge into him on a penalty. The legend FK says he's a very good keeper, has his off days, but who doesn't? That's true enough. That's a really good save, though. That is a really, really good save from Jordan Pickford. Credit where it's due. Very, very good save. Right, Beto for Barry. There you go. That's the change I was talking about. And Irabunum coming on for Illiman and Dye. It looks to all intents and purposes now that David Moyes is just shoring this up. He's taking his players off and giving them something really different to think about now, United. He's taking his wide player off. He's putting a centre midfielder on that's just going to be busy and keep the ball and press and tackle. And for the next 10 minutes, run his socks off. Beto is already doing what I thought he would, which is holding the ball up a lot better than Barry is. Here's the ball over to Diallo. Chance for United here, though. Cleared away. Good defending. Really good defending. Finlay Cartwright. My prediction is 1-1. Said it ever since before the game. Do you know what? It'll be so... It's 1-0, by the way, Finlay. It's Man United 0, Everton 1. Everton down to 10 men since the 10th minute. Idrissa Gana Gueye slapping Michael Keane, his own teammate, and getting sent off for it for violent conduct. Reece says, I love Pickford, never let England either. He definitely has ADHD as well. Simply can't be quiet or keep still, the lad. He's very aggressive in the goal as well, isn't he? Like, very... I don't know, yeah, very, very outspoken. I mean, I know goalkeepers are a bit mad, aren't they? They're always meant to be a bit wacky and a bit mental, but... yeah, he's always screaming. He's always out screaming. Lenny Yoro and Burmo, Amad Diallo, over to Mount. If a United goal comes in the next 5 minutes, honestly, I think they might nick it. Because I am telling you, the referee is going to put up about 12 minutes of added on time here. It's going to be a long, long amount of added on time. Great block from Tim Rabunam. That's fantastic defending. Brilliant defending from Tim Rabunam. These Everton players are like fighting like beavers tonight. That's poor from Dallo. And time is just fizzing out now for United. Time very much on David Moyes' side. Ruben Amorim cutting a very frustrated figure on the touchline. Hands in pockets. United are at this point just going to go long, aren't they? They're just going to be knocking it long. The Legend FK says Everton have had some excellent keepers throughout history, to be honest. Do you know what? That's, again, yeah, the goalkeeper position is probably the one area of the pitch that Everton have excelled, even when they've been pretty poor. They've always had very decent keepers, haven't they? Neville Southall in the early part of the Premier League. I mean, he did wane a little bit as the Premier League went on into the mid-90s and late 90s. Remember him playing for Bradford in the late 90s, wasn't he? But yeah, he was still a decent keeper, Neville Southall, at that point. But he was brilliant before that. Absolutely world-class before that. And then you had Nigel Martin. Nigel Martin was a wonderful goalkeeper. Honestly, one of the best goalkeepers. When I'm talking about England's best ever goalkeepers, certainly in my lifetime, Nigel Martin's always part of the conversation. He was fantastic. Not just for Everton, for Leeds as well. He was unbelievable. I couldn't believe Everton sold him, to be honest. But yeah, Nigel Martin was a good keeper. Tim Howard. Tim Howard was a very, very decent keeper for Everton for a long time. Jordan Pickford too. Less said about Richard Wright, the better. Couple of other bad keepers, wasn't there? I mean, everyone's had bad keepers, but they've had Paul Gerrard, Richard Wright. Who else have they had who were like first choice keepers? Thomas Myra. Thomas Myra. That was in the 1-1 season when they nearly got relegated, wasn't it? Andy Lonergan, Begovic. Both of those, to be fair, backup keepers. They weren't first choice for Everton. Begovic and Lonergan. The Legend FK, Tim Flowers, but he was Blackburn. Tim Flowers never played for Everton. No, he was Blackburn and Leicester City for a spell. Southampton as well for a spell. I think, if I'm right. But yeah, Nigel Martin, Tim Howard for sure. Neville Southall was brilliant. Imagine Keane, man of the match, just to see Gay's face. I mean, to be fair, if David Moyes hasn't sent Idrissa Gana Gueye home at half-time, then a wonderful thing would be for him to come on and present Michael Keane with the man of the match, just to show there's no hard feelings. Him come and present Michael Keane with the man of the match award at full time. Because I tell you what, if it finishes 1-0 here, it's only Michael Keane getting man of the match. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall's been good as well. You know, there's been a fair few good performances out there for Everton. You can't take anything away from Dewsbury Hall. I think Garner's done really well. Dwight McNeil and Alcaraz coming on here. Jack Grealish has dropped to the pitch. He's not comfortable, so I think Alcaraz and Dwight McNeil about to come on and run themselves into the ground. Grealish going off. Who else is going off? Paul says, I remember Big Nev sitting on the goal line for some reason after the match was over. And B Self Dylan says, where do Aston Villa finish? Well, again, they're in the top 4 at this moment in time. Again, it shows you there's not really a huge amount of points separating most in the top half. So Villa, I think, finished probably about 8th or 9th. I think they fall away towards the end. But yeah, they've got some quality in there, haven't they? I think they're there purely off the fact of Unai Emery's just a wonderful manager, and they had a really poor start to the season, but he's always going to get it right, Emery. He's just a top manager. Paul, he won't be sent home, and it's an away game. What do you mean it's an away game? He's only down the M62. M6, 62. He's back in. I mean, to be honest, he probably lives in Cheshire. If you're playing for Everton, he probably lives in Hale or something. Probably lives in Hale. That's where all footballers who play for Liverpool and Everton tend to live. They tend to live in Hale in Manchester. So it won't be that far for him to get home. The legend FK says Moyes has gone looking for Idrissa with a tiger baton. A tiger baton. Reese's Footy Feed says, given United's transfer window and limitless time on the training ground, playing as few games as physically possible, is this an acceptable level of tangible improvement from United? Not for me. Big save again from Jordan Pickford. No, it isn't. It isn't. I said this at the start of the season. I stand by it, that if Manchester United fail to get Champions League football this season, Ruben Amorim should be sacked. It's an embarrassment. They've signed a load of quality, ready-made Premier League players, Cunha and Burmo, players who don't need time to adapt. They're not young players brought in from a foreign, far-fledged land. They are from the Premier League. They are super experienced. They're, 26, 27, whatever. They're very experienced players who should slide right into that squad, and they have done. But if United don't get top 4, or get very, very close to it, maybe if they get 5th and they run it close, maybe. But I'd be sacking him. Honestly, I would have sacked him last season, because you can't finish 16th as Manchester United manager and win nothing. Yeah, you can't finish 16th as Man United manager and win nothing, and it's your first season as well. Like, Arne Slot might well finish. People think Liverpool are going to finish 16th this season and win nothing. Even if that happens, I'd still want to keep Arne Slot. I'd still want to keep him because he's got a track record of winning with us. Amorim hasn't got that. He's got no credit in the bank. But for me, United absolutely have to... How many minutes? I said about 12. How many minutes are you going to put up? 4! Oh, them United fans will be raging at that. 4 added minutes. Good grief. Look at them United. Look at him. That big Sean Dyche. Chubby Sean Dyche in the crowd. He's like that. He's get what's going on. Oh, sweet Lord. Oh, hey, there you go. United now flying forward. Keep them out, Everton. Keep them out. Ball whipped in. Cleared away. Great defending at the back stick. Yes, Mikalenko. Jake says, like Tuchel to Mane when he punched Sané in the face. Paul says, no Fergie time nowadays, pal. And Rube says, Brighton top 6 key. Well, I mean, everyone's top 6 at the minute, mate. Everyone's, they're all only about 2 points away from it. Great punch from Pickford. Keep them out, Everton. Oh, here we go. They're away here now. If they get it right, Everton. If they get it right, they might get a counter-attack on. Oh, unlucky. Oh. Oh, this is brilliant, this. This is absolutely sensational, to be fair. If Everton get the win after going down to 10 men that early in the game, Manchester United, honestly, Ruben Amorim, hang your head in shame. This is an all-timer performance from Everton. This is an absolute peak, top tier. Keep them out as long as they keep it. Oh, good save as long as they keep the win. Good save from Pickford. 2 minutes left. 120 seconds for the Toffees to hang on. Why are you giving the ball away like that? Why has he just done that? Oh, Pickford. Honestly, if United score here now, I'm sacking Jordan Pickford. After the game he has had, he's just belted the ball up the pitch. Oh, cleared it away. It's going to be a corner. If they score off this, honestly, Jordan Pickford, this is exactly what happened against Newcastle and Arsenal. What has just happened then has just happened with Newcastle and Arsenal. Nick Pope had the ball in his hands. Newcastle had the point. They were level. Here's Senna Lamans coming forward. Keep him out. Keep him out. Ball whipped in. Flicked on. Chance. Oh, they're claiming handball. Here's Senna Lamans. And Everton on the counter. Oh, you've got to get it. No. Brian and Burmo pumped into the box. Headed clear. There's still only 60 seconds left. Everton, just keep hold of it. Keep hold of it. What are you trying to do? Keep hold of it. Was the red card the most stupid one ever? I mean, he slapped his own teammate. Yeah, it probably is the most stupid one ever. It's up there with it, certainly. Certainly up there with Bowyer and Dyer. The Legend FK, Everton have no excuses here. You can't concede now. You just can't. Do you know what? If you'd have said to Everton, when Idrissa Gana Gueye gets sent off, if you'd have said to him at that point, you can have a point. You can have a point. I'm telling you, they'd have snatched your hand off for it. But now, with 30 seconds left, you've got to take the 3. You've got to see it out and get the 3 points because it's gargantuan this for Everton. This is absolutely superb if they get 3 points at Old Trafford like this, in this manner. It's absolutely massive for him. And the referee's got to blow up here. He's got to blow up. The 4 minutes has passed. The 4 minutes has passed and he has blown up. There you go. There you go. What about that, United fans? United fans, where are you now? We've not seen any of you in the chat. They're usually in the chat all the time. These United fans, they can't get away from coming giving me stick lately. 6 games in 7 Liverpool have lost. And I've had United fans in the chat every single week giving me stick. Right, where are you now? I can't hear you. I can't see them. They're not here. They've gone. They've all scuttled off with the tail between the legs, these United fans. They've legged it. The upside is we're not going to see you shited fans for a while. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Have a good night, everyone, says Oliver. Take it easy, Oliver. Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone that has already liked, shared, subscribed, commented. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to be live tomorrow, by the way, for... Well, a number of games tomorrow. Coventry maybe being the one. The Middlesbrough-Coventry game is the standout one. So I'm thinking I'm going to do Middlesbrough-Coventry. Be yourself, Dylan. Love the stream. Cheers, Dylan. Always good to have you in. The Legend FK says, Everton hung on with 10 players. Well done. Really good job. Cheers for the gift as well, Dylan. Thank you for that. Right. I'm gone. I am off. That's me done. What an absolutely marvellous performance from Everton. Absolutely top tier stuff. You can't fault them. It was great stuff from Everton. Manchester United would be incredibly disappointed to be having a man extra for 85 minutes, basically. And they couldn't even score. They couldn't score past them. They had chances as well. Bruno Fernandes guilty and Jordan Pickford pulling off a couple of really good saves. But look at Moyes. He's absolutely loving it, David Moyes. This might be a turning point for David Moyes. Everyone said United have got a terrible record. Sorry, Everton have got a terrible record going to Man United under David Moyes. They always said knife to a gunfight. That's what it is. The old expression, taking a knife to a gunfight with David Moyes going to these grounds. But he's done it. He's done it. He's gone to United. He's gone to Old Trafford and won. And what a way to win as well. Fair play. Absolutely fair play to him. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Right. Liam says, first manager to win at Old Trafford with 10 men, by the way. Is that true? Is that true? First manager to win at Old Trafford with 10 men. That can't be right. In the Premier League. First manager to win at Old Trafford with 10 men in the Premier League. I'm not having that. That's... If so, fair enough. That's absolutely impressive. That's brilliant. Moyes can now put the bread in the oven instead of hitting K with it. Right, listen, I am going. Goliath says, what a thoroughly enjoyable game and great to have you on, really is. Tolga, thanks Tolga. Lots of love to Turkey. And Liam, Sky Sports has just said that David Moyes, the first ever manager to win a game at Old Trafford with 10 men. Hey, fair play. Okay, I will be back tomorrow. As always, I'm live every single day. If you haven't yet, please do give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, get over to YouTube, get over to Twitch, X. I'm tweeting every day on Twitch. On Twitter, sorry, X. I'm tweeting every day over there. I'm live every day on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Make sure you give us a follow on all 3, 4, 5 platforms. Instagram, Facebook too, if you've got them. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Middlesbrough, Coventry. Big night in the Championship. Top 2 facing off. Take it easy. Have a nice night.